Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. Returning listeners, it's great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, really glad you joined us. Hope you like what you hear. So today, we're going to be giving you our top 5 reasons why we think you need to actually learn to quit. Quit doing things that are not productive or useful for you in order to free up your time and energy to focus on the things that are productive and useful for you so that you can be successful. All right? So that's pretty straightforward. What are the things that are holding you back that you keep doing that you should stop doing? And at the end, we're going to give you a big long list of things to think about. And you can ask yourself, are these things that I have in my life that I shouldn't have in my life? So stick with us all the way to the end. We're going to give you a list to think about. And we're going to give you tips on how you can approach these things to get rid of them. Okay? So we all love to start talking about the new habits that are going to make us who we want to be, that are going to get us where we want to go. The books they're reading, the goals they're setting, the gym membership they just signed up for. That's all cool. Don't want to discourage that in any way, shape, or form. However, the truth is, success isn't just about what you do. It's also about what you stop doing or won't do. And we talk a lot about the first part and not a lot about the second part. And so today we're going to talk about the second part because that's what we do here at Salty Ginger Talk. We're about radical responsibility and personal accountability. We all have control over much more than we try to exercise, and we try to blame things beyond our control for our circumstances. That does not get us where we want to be. That does not build the life that we want. We're going to learn to refuse to take that approach and take the approach of radical responsibility and accountability to get us where we want to go. So let's just jump into our 5 reasons here. Number 1, you simply can't add something without taking something away in your life, period. Everyone's busy, but very few people are actually productive while they're busy. If your plate's already full of distractions, there's no room to add things to your plate. It's literally going to fall off on the floor. Think about the last time you went to all the you-can-eat buffet and tried to get the maximum value, so you're heaping shit onto your plate, right? There's only so much room on the plate. You can't say yes to your goals and the things that are important while you keep saying yes to every distraction that walks by. If you don't make space, success gets suffocated, period. There's just not time and energy to do the things you want to do if you keep doing the things you shouldn't be doing or that aren't helpful for you. So ask yourself this question: what do I need to quit so I can finally focus on what matters? Because addition without subtraction is just going to lead to chaos in your life. That's not going to get you where you want to be. Number 2, quitting is not weak. It is strategic. Society glorifies never quitting, never give up, never give in, always keep going. Maybe. But there's a difference between giving up and letting go. There's a difference between giving up and recognizing you've been taking the wrong road and you got to turn around and go back. High performers know when something no longer serves their purpose and they cut it. They drop it like a bad habit. It's always been strength of mind to be able to turn the page and move forward. Quitting what drains you is an act of wisdom, not an act of weakness. Maybe it's gossip. Maybe it's drama. Maybe it's toxic friendships or relationships. Maybe it's mindless scrolling on social media. That's not loyalty to a cause. That's not staying the course because it's good for you. That's self-sabotage, and we've got to learn to quit doing that. We've got to learn to hold ourselves accountable to stay out of those situations. Real discipline isn't actually about doing more. It's about doing less, but doing that less a whole lot better. That's what real discipline's about. Number 3, you only have so much energy. It is a finite resource. You can only get so much mental, emotional, and physical strength and energy every day. If you burn it on things that don't move forward or move you forward or advance you toward your goal, you've got nothing left for the things that can actually move you forward and towards your goal. Think about how often you hear people say that they're too tired for the gym, to go to work, to start the business, to make the phone call, spend time with their family, who they say they value. They say it's important, but they don't act like it's important. We want to act like it's important. Somehow they've got energy to watch 8 consecutive episodes of something on Netflix. Somehow they've got energy to scroll TikTok for 2 hours. Somehow they've got energy to trade verbal jousting with some moron on the internet that they've never met. They got energy to do all that, but not to go to the gym, but not to spend time with their kids, but not to spend a date night with their spouse. We've got to learn to allocate our resources to the things that matter, or we're not going to have time and energy to work on the things that do matter to us because we've wasted it on superfluous stuff. We got to quit doing it. You're not out of energy. You got to reprioritize what's important in your life. Number 4, what you tolerate, you teach yourself. Every time you tolerate something unproductive, you're training your brain to accept mediocrity. Love to tell you something different. I wouldn't be doing you a favor if I did. That's one of the things that I try to be is straightforward and honest. And if you tolerate unproductive stuff, you are accepting mediocrity in your life. You just are. Sorry, that's how it works. Scrolling when you should be working. Gossiping when you could be growing. Those are micro decisions that compound. We call it the compound interest of life. If you consistently take good and useful actions, your life will go in a good and useful direction. If you continuously take unproductive and not useful actions, your life will go in an unproductive and not useful direction. Very simple. You either feed focus or you feed the distraction. You can't feed both. That's not how it works. Success is not built in big moments or quantum leaps. Success is built in what you do every day, or, like this episode's talking about, what you refuse to do every day. Okay? Number 5, quitting the wrong things frees you up to win. When you let go of distractions, you gain clarity. When you stop trying to please everyone, you gain freedom. And when you stop saying yes to everything, your yes, the things that are important to you, finally have meaning and purpose to you because you're focused on them. Sometimes the next level of life isn't about doing more. It's about shedding what no longer fits who you're becoming. That's how you grow, by letting things go, by stopping things that are not productive. Okay? So, like we talked about at the beginning of the episode, those are our 5 reasons for you to consider. Now we're going to go through some lists of things we think you should look at and see, hey, do I have this in my life? Does it serve me having this in my life? Should I stop having these things in my life? We're going to do things around your physical and mental health. We're going to do things around your relationships. We're going to do things in your professional life. So get a pen, get a paper, take notes however you want to. I argue consistently that writing things down keeps things in your brain in a different way than typing them into notes on a screen. We're big fans of writing things down. I know I'm a dinosaur, but I'm telling you it works. So get your pen and paper ready because here comes your list of stuff that you've got to look at, see if it has space in your life or if you're spending too much time and energy on these things. Number 1, chronic screen time. Endless scrolling, doom scrolling, late night YouTube rabbit holes that destroy sleep and focus. If you do that, you're not going to have the time and energy because you didn't get a good night's sleep and you're wasting hours of your day doing something completely unproductive. Got to look at it. How important is it? Limit it, eliminate it, whatever. You can't be spending all the time you're spending on it now. Skipping sleep for entertainment. Staying up for just one more episode while your brain becomes, and hormones pay the price, right? Your brain becomes mush. You're unproductive the next day. Look, if you're still young, you can probably soldier through it. I could soldier through a lot of stuff in my 20s and 30s. I'm in my 50s now. I don't got it in me. I got to get a good night's sleep or I'm fairly useless the next day. Just how it works. Living on processed food and caffeine. Energy spikes and crashes that kill consistency. Gotta go. Plain and simple. If your lunch is a Snickers bar and a latte, you got to look at your nutrition plan. That ain't going to cut it. You need healthy, nutritious foods that have the right proportions of fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. And you need to do that on a consistent basis to fuel your body appropriately. You neglect moving, sitting all day, never stretching, never walking, and then wondering why you feel anxious or lazy or lethargic. It's because you're treating your body poorly, plain and simple. Shovel shit in, don't move around. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel down. Get outside. Let the wind hit your face. Get some sun. Eat some vegetables. Eat some proteins. Things that are good for you. It'll have a rapid and massive effect on how you think and feel. Then avoiding discomfort. We want everyone to be comfortable. God forbid anyone get their feelings hurt. God forbid anyone be uncomfortable. God forbid anyone be told that wasn't good enough. You can do better. You can do better than that. I'm not going to accept that from you because I know you've got more in you. When did that stop being a thing? I don't know, but it's got to come back. Taking the elevator instead of the stairs. That's an easy way to experience a little bit of discomfort. Stop eating because you're nervous about your presentation or you're worried about a conversation. Go for a walk. Do some push-ups. Do some jumping jacks. Anything other than shoveling food into your face. Skipping workouts because you're tired. Everybody's fucking tired. Think the people at the gym aren't tired? They're tired. I'm tired when I go to the gym. That's how it works. Go to the gym anyways. Discomfort is where you grow strength and mental strength as well. Self-medicating. See it a lot. I don't drink. I don't never touch an illegal drug in my life. I've never been drunk in my life. That doesn't make me better or worse than anyone, but it does make me uniquely qualified to say when I see other people do this, when I've never experienced it, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's never made any sense to me. Even when I was a kid, even when this stuff was all readily available to me when I was young and cool, call it, let's say. But alcohol, weed, pills to numb reality instead of facing it, it's a dead end. It is a dead end. I get it. Bill Maher loves to celebrate smoking weed. Joe Rogan smokes weed and does mushrooms. I will guarantee you they did not get to where they're at by doing those things. They got to where they're at in spite of doing those things. Not judging it, not saying anything like that. I'm saying if you want to live a productive life, those are not things that contribute to a productive life. They're just not. And if you're in a creative field, totally got it. The Beatles probably made most of their music when they were high as a kite. Are you the Beatles? Are you Joe Rogan? Are you Bill Maher? Then I don't want to hear it. Stop hiding from shit behind substances. You've got to face the things that are in your life if you're going to deal with them and build the life that you want. And then ignoring your environment. Cluttered space, messy homes, constant noise. Physical chaos equals mental chaos, plain and simple. You can't think clearly or lead strongly in a body that's tired, inflamed, and overstimulated. Okay? So look at those things. Are they in your life? If they are, got to figure out how to minimize them. Got to figure out how to get them out. Okay, let's move on to things in your relationship that could be damaging, habits that could be damaging your relationship. You can't build a meaningful life if your relationships are built on gossip, avoidance, or ego. So, do you gossip and complain? If you do, quit doing it. It's the emotional equivalent of junk food. It feels good short term and destroys trust and your thought process long term. Stop talking about other people. It's not your fucking business. Mind your own business. Literally mind your own business. And stop complaining about stuff. Everyone's got hard stuff in their life. Stop it. There's nothing wrong with talking through problems so long as you're working towards a solution. Our entire podcast is built on people talking about things that went wrong and what they learned from it and how they applied those learnings to build a great life. So that's exactly what we talk about on the podcast. Quit gossiping, quit complaining, take ownership, and build the life that you want. Constantly needing to be right. Do you need to be right all the time? What are you for? Cut it out. You don't need to be right all the time. And by the way, even when you think you're right, you're probably not right. Think about how many things that are now true that used to be false. Use COVID as an example, right? You were not allowed to talk about certain things during COVID because they were misinformation. You're a racist. Like talking about a virus that came from a lab as the only lab in the world that studies that virus. I don't know. Doesn't seem wrong to talk about that. I don't know how it happened. I just know that it makes sense to talk about those things. You weren't allowed to talk about those things. And now the consensus is, yeah, it probably came from that lab. Well, no shit. Right? If you go to a murder scene and there's a guy with a gun and it's smoking and you're standing over a dead body, probably the guy that shot the guy, right? You want to investigate and make sure, but like it's not rocket science. So stop trying to be right all the time and just have conversations with people. Open your mind and be willing to accept alternate viewpoints. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to validate them. You don't have to sanction them, but you can have a conversation with people without it turning into a shouting match. You don't need to be right all the time, and you're not right all the time. Stop acting like you are, because you're not. I say it a lot. I was so smart when I was 20, I knew everything. And now I'm in my 50s, I've gotten a lot dumber because I don't know shit. There's lots of people that know a lot more than I do, and they'll give me all this information for free if I ask a couple of questions and shut my mouth. It's a beautiful thing. Stop needing to be right. Stop trying to win arguments and watch how much better your relationships get. Avoiding honest conversations. This is the antithesis of trying to be right. Letting resentment build because confrontation makes you uncomfortable. You got to nut up. You're not 4 years old anymore. You can't just take your ball and go home. You can't exclude someone from the hopscotch game at recess. Not how adults handle problems. They have rational, respectful conversations and say, hey, I don't like when this happened. Here's why I didn't like it. I'm hoping you and me can get to a better spot. That's not that hard. It's not that hard to do. Not, you suck, I hate you, you're a terrible person. That doesn't help. Not good. But you can't avoid the conversation either. It's not going to get better by just allowing it to fester. Passive communication. Expecting people to just know what you need instead of saying it directly. Not the way to go. It's not people's job to read your mind. They're not going to read your mind. Especially men, I might add. Ladies, listen up. We're idiots. We're never going to know unless you tell us directly. Hit us over the head with it. We'll almost always do it. It's really straightforward. If we know it's important to you, we'll do it. Many times we don't know it's not important to you. Well, can't you see it's a mess? Yes, we don't care. That's how we operate. Just tell us this is important to me. We'll do it. Passively communicating, sending telepathic signals, not going to get it done. Neglecting time together. This one's super important. Being physically present but emotionally checked out. Spend time with the people that you care about, not time while you're both looking at your phone sitting across from each other. Time in conversation, time enjoying the same activity. Maybe it's hiking, maybe it's fishing, maybe it's gardening, maybe it's cooking. Doesn't matter what it is. But those times you're interacting with the people that are important to you, that's how you build those unbreakable long-term bonds. You've got to do it on a regular basis. Keeping score, tracking who did what instead of working as a team. I can't stand it when I hear people say, well, we have things roughly 50-50 in our relationship. Well, then your relationship is fucked. I don't know what to tell you. Because at any point in life, one of you may need to pull all of the weight while the other one isn't capable of pulling weight. Or there may be different areas of your life where one of you far exceeds the mental and physical bandwidth than the other. And I'm not saying it's men or women. I'm saying in different situations, it can be either. That's not 50-50. That's not how it works. Stop keeping score. Work as a team. If you're with the right person, you don't give a shit about who gets the credit. You don't give a shit about who did what. All you care about is that the team won the game. That's what it should look like. If you're not doing that, you're not doing it right. Period. And then letting negative influences stay. Unacceptable. Friends or family who drain your energy and pull you off of your purpose, gotta go. They can't continue to do that. We're dealing with a situation like that right now in my family. And we'll deal with it because that's what we do. Plain and simple. But you don't get to be the fly in the ointment. You don't get to be the poison pill. You're like cancer. We'll cut you out and get rid of you if we need to. However, there's much more productive ways. If you just have conversations with people, sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. Sometimes they know they're doing it and they're doing it for reasons that you can help them with. Sometimes they're just bad people. I don't know what it is, but you can't let those negative influences stay in your circle. They've got to change, plain and simple. Healthy relationships require honesty, boundaries, and presence, not drama. Got to get rid of the drama. And then habits that hold you back professionally. These are patterns that will keep you average. If you want to just make average or do average, good for you. Keep doing this stuff. But you're going to wind up overly busy. You're going to wind up burnt out at some point, and you're going to be imminently replaceable. And that's a bad thing to be in the job market and professionally. Number one here is multitasking constantly, trading your focus for chaos. You start everything and finish nothing. Like Ron Swanson said, don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing. See it to completion, focus, finish, move to the next one. That's how it works. Checking notifications every few minutes. I'm guilty of this one. That's one I suck at. Attention is the new currency. You're broke if you can't hold focus. I used to be able to laser focus for hours, and now I will reach for my phone and look for notifications. It's something I'm actively trying to get better at, but I suck at it right now. The only way I'm going to get better at it is if I admit that I suck at it right now, so that's what I'm doing. You might be too, but everyone's got our challenges. Nobody's got it perfect. Nobody's got it all figured out. Avoiding hard conversations at work, staying comfortable instead of growing into leadership. Leaders confront problems. Leaders help people grow. Leaders are honest with people to their face. That's what leaders do. So you can't avoid those hard conversations. You want to have them respectfully. You want to have them in a way that's constructive, but you need to have them. You can't punt on those things. You have to do the work. That's the job of a leader. Being reactive instead of proactive. Waiting for problems instead of planning for them. That's not going to get it done if you want to be in a leadership position. You need to anticipate. You need to try to stay ahead of things. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes things pop up. Who knew businesses were going to shut down in 2020? Nobody could have planned for that. It is what it is. But there are some things you should see coming, and that's your job as a leader. Overcommitting, saying yes to everything so you never go deep on the things that matter. The other thing is a lot of people don't like to say no. Just say no. No, I can't do that. No, it's not going to work. I can't get that done. Do it right up front and it becomes a non-issue. When you string it along, you have to keep having conversations. It keeps hanging around out there. You're giving a false sense of hope to someone when you have no intention of following through on whatever it is that you're talking about. Don't do it. Don't overcommit. Learn to say no quickly. I always say the best answer you can get is yes. The second best answer you can get in a business setting is a fast no. Don't waste someone's time if there's no prospecting there. Let them move on to someone who could use their products or services. Don't let them waste their time on you. Comparing instead of improving. Stop comparing yourself against other people. You don't know what they've done. You don't know where they're at. You don't know how long they've been doing it. You don't know what their financial resources are. You don't know anything about them. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Compare your business to what it was yesterday. Tomorrow, try to be a little bit better. And then the next day, try to be a little bit better than that day. That's where you want to be instead of comparing yourself to other people. Track your own progress. Stay focused on that. Chasing titles instead of mastery. This is what I call coach the approach. Learn to love the process. Learn to get really, really good at what you do. The title will follow that. Wanting recognition before competence is going to lead you, it's called failing up. You're going to continue to be bad at the next job and bad at the next job because you don't have the fundamental skills and knowledge and abilities to run the operation that you've been put in charge of. That's not where you want to be. Can you learn on the job? Sure. It's way more difficult to learn on that job. Better to do the work now, gain mastery of the subjects, and then be put in charge of managing that part of the business. And then blaming circumstances. I don't want to hear it. It's tough. The world's a tough place. Everybody has headwinds. Everybody has things that they fight. Your boss, the economy, the system. We hear that all the time. The systemic blah, whatever blah is, systemic, just stop. Take accountability for your situation. So what if it's unfair? Succeed anyways. Find a way to succeed. That's how I was in sports. If I played in a small town where I knew we were going to get calls that went against us, I just said, all right, the calls are going against us. We're going to win the game anyways. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. We're going to find a way to overcome this situation. Professional success comes from focus, ownership, and doing fewer things exceptionally well. Whole point of the episode. Focus on the things that are important. Stop doing things that aren't important. It's the second part that gets a lot of people. So, along those lines, ask yourself this. What am I doing daily that drains my energy, dulls my relationships, or derails my progress? Whatever the answer is, cut it out. Get rid of it. The second question to ask yourself along those same lines is, what would my life look like if I quit those things for 30 days? Envision yourself not scrolling. Envision yourself consistently going to the gym. Envision yourself spending quality time with the people you care about. Write those things down. That's your real to-do list. And better yet, call it your quit list. What are you going to quit doing? Right? That's the challenge today. Make your quit list. Write down every habit, every distraction or commitment that's wasting your time and stealing your energy, and then start cutting them out one by one. Start today. You can't build a meaningful life if you're unwilling to quit meaningless things. Success isn't just about doing, it's about undoing. If this episode made you think, share it with somebody else. We think there's great stuff in here. We want to challenge you to think about what are the unproductive things in your life you got to get rid of. Because that's where there's a lot of value, and we don't spend a lot of time talking about it. All right, so James puts it up over there. Head over to our website, saltygingertalk.com. All of our podcast episodes are there. Links to all our social media accounts are there. We publish a newsletter every weekday you can subscribe to on our website. We have awesome guests on who talk about what they've learned and share those learnings with you so you can build an awesome life for yourself. We do episodes like this that challenge you to think about how you have your life structured so you can structure it in a way that is useful to you and build the life that you want. All good stuff. You don't want to miss any of it. Make sure you catch our next episode. We'll see you there.